Principles. This is Practical Prince. Today we're doing Talking Tarot. So for the slow start, but we should have everybody working this time. So when there, let's make sure, I think we got our nice sound. Let me just check that real quick. Yeah, that seems to be working. So that'll be nice. It's finicky, so. And let me get us our camera. Yeah. Gotta make sure I have it. All right. So yeah, we've got about an hour. Comment, ask your questions, and we'll just do as many readings as we can in that time. And I'll go ahead and set up our camera so that we can see cards. I might have to kill the volume for this guy at least, just because that can create a feedback loop. Hey Rada, how's it going? There we go. Okay. And we want the big screen. Yes, good morning. Hey, here he is. Awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations. Hey, Amaris. Hope you're all having a good morning. Yep, you did it. I remember you talking about traveling around Canada and whatnot. You ask your question, and then I do my best to do them as quick as I can. You're welcome. I'll go ahead and shuffle this deck because I know I used it somewhat recently. The other should be good to go. Okay. I'm going to try doing them in the order that the people arrived. So we'll do Rada, Ryu if you ask your question, and then Emiris. I realize you got yours into the chat first, but try to do what I can to respect their time in the chat. So starting with this one, what's coming next? I guess we are using Prisma. I would have expected Destiny, but that's okay. Okay. What's coming next with this one? Okay. indication on that. I think that might be it. Yeah, it doesn't really feel like an answer to your question. In fact, while trying to get any cards, I was having a hard time getting anything. I think this is more like an FYI, a DM. So it might have some relevance, but I don't think it's going to be right on that. Okay, yeah, the star. That's just indicating hope, holding on, believing in the better future. So that's not really an event. Yeah, that's just advice for you to not give in to the dark and the dreary. So, yep. Still surprised on the specifics, but you have a battle plan, so to speak. I'll leave that there. Let me find the question. Okay. Love life. Really, it's free. Yeah, this one is a destiny, I think. Let me check. Yeah. Excellent. I am, Lima. Thank you. Hope you are too. Just go ahead and ask your question. I don't really have a automated system. I just check the comments and follow up on them. So I've got Ryu's question right now. There's one more after her, but then you would be next on the list. Okay. So most likely the way this one's going to come out is a 3-card spread. Sorry, let me pay a little more attention to the cards. It still does yes, no. It just does some, allows for some wiggle room in the middle. Okay. So, yeah. We'll figure out if it has extra meaning afterwards. Sometimes it's just the combination giving us the yes, no, or whatever, but sometimes the cards themselves have meaning about whatever it is you're asking about. So okay. good cards, but I'm not sure they were right ones. I'm trying to do that. Temperate there. Okay. All right, let me make sure I got all the cards. This obviously didn't end up like I was anticipating. So then, also, and then short, yeah, okay. So then, rainfall and hint. Okay. So it looks like we've got two answers to the yes/no. Basically, these are going to be what is it? The range, basically. These have meanings for their respective options. That one holds meaning in general, and this is, I mean, a lighter detail. So I don't know that we'll worry too much about that one. 8 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. Up here we've got, what is that? Knight, Queen of Wands, and then Judgment, tempered by Knight of Wands. Okay. So the 8 of Wands, they're in their own head, in a sense. Self-imposed restrictions. That's the theme of the 8. Let me go ahead and share the spread I'm referencing for the yes/no. That's by the digital guide. Because I just want to double check Judgment. When it comes to tempered, I don't worry about the back card. Because these would be 2 yes and a no. Judgment. Okay, that's fine. So the same outcome. It just might play out in 2 different ways. So, and this would mean yes, but it may take more time. So, where you were asking about these days, it might take them a bit longer. And it's probably because they're having to deal with that self-imposed limitation, working through whatever that line is that they're not willing to cross. Not that it's a bad thing. It's there for a reason. Let me go ahead and Queen and then Judgment with the Knight. We have the digital guide, so let's go ahead and go find those cards. This is one option for how it plays out. A mother archetype. This may be someone who is in your life who can be an artisan, an entrepreneur, counselor, or leader. She is intensely loyal and in touch with her intuition. This card can appear as an influence. It is a moment where your ideas are flourishing. Stay confident and close to your spiritual practice, because now is a moment that your magic and passionate vision will be brought to the forefront. Nurture your dreams and give them birth. The universe is supporting you. I mean, that seems pretty obvious to me about you being a positive influence in their life. So let's go check judgment and the knight tempering it. And so judgment would be the gist of it, so to speak, as far as this route, how that plays out. And then the Knight of Wands will temper, modify the meaning to some extent. So for judgment, you are being called upon to review your decisions and actions to ensure they are in line with where you ultimately need to go. Great changes and opportunities are on the horizon, but before you move forward, certain past issues must be addressed. The Judgment card also predicts a spiritual awakening. As you receive guidance on your path, your confidence and wisdom will grow. This card is a reminder that it is never too late to make a change for the better. So, reconciliation, I think most people would associate between two parties. This would really just be with themselves and their past, possibly working through that Eight of Swords. Whereas with the Queen of Wands, they're probably trusting your lead, basically. Find the Knight of Wands. There we go. Shows up when there is a bold, empowering movement in your life. The Knight encourages you to move forward with passion. An important message is about to be delivered. You are embarking on a spiritual quest, awakening to a deep truth. If you are waiting for certain messages to come through, now is the time. This card shows up as an auspicious moment for moving into a new home, finding new work or progress on a project. The Knight inspires those around him. There is fast movement in one area of your life, so be prepared. Okay. Sorry, and I'm just trying to make sure I get the right modification to judgment. But I mean, it seems like they would work through it fairly fast. So I don't know that either of these is really bad. It's just going to take a little longer than you'd like, is what it sounds like. How much you're involved versus how much they're working through it themselves. That sort of seems like the difference between the two paths. We'll go ahead and drop that. This one seems more like they resolve it themselves. This one, they're more following your lead and, well, dealing with that after the fact. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just going to take a little longer, but it seems like they both work out just fine. No problem. Amaris, and then Lima would be after this. May I know, will I move to Georgia with the Cancer Man? Okay. Let me see which deck. No problem. So yeah, I guess the only other thing, like, if they do seem a bit withdrawn and whatnot, don't worry too much. It just means they're taking the judgment path. So. Okay. Yeah, this is a personal one. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let me get through. There's a couple other people before you, KK. So give me a little bit to answer your question. Georgia with the Cancer Man. So you saw the yes-no spread that I usually reference. The way you phrased it, that's probably how this will go. Yeah. But we'll see. Obviously, I can be surprised just like you. I mean, that feels more like a filler card, which is fine. By filler, I just mean filling out the yes-no. Is that it? Okay, yeah, I guess this one, there's a bit more free agency. Something gets slotted there, and I think that's more of your own doing or theirs. It could be the Cancer Man who helps fills this in. Um, but we'll let you know the range. This one has meaning. Like I said, that one's just helping to fill out the yes, no. Ace of Wands, which would be a yes. And then Knight of Pentacles. I'm pretty sure that's a yes. Most of the Pentacles are. I'll just double check real quick. Yeah, that's a yes. So then what you're looking at here is just a difference between the third yes card and a no card or something like that, just putting a damper on it. So it's somewhere between definitely happening soon, that sort of thing, versus may take some time, but still happening. So we just don't know time frame. And that's for you two to work out at this point. Let me pull the Ace of Wands, since that one has meaning. And I'll go ahead and read that for you. There we go. New opportunity, strong energy, inspiration. When you receive this card, you have struck upon a vein of potent energy. If you choose to manifest it, you will be propelled into some grand adventure, fraught with passion and despair. Much will be required of you: creativity, compassion, and steady discipline. But if you truly believe in your dream, fight for it until the end. Capitalize on this heady excitement. Pursue without fear or hesitation any idea that seems promising. Above all, believe in yourself and your potential. No problem. That one speaks for itself, so I'm just going to leave that there. And yeah, we got the rest of that answer. So let me find Lima's. Lima, if you wanted to drop your question in, go ahead. I'll clean this up, and I guess if they've bounced, then we'll go to KK. Okay, glad you're still here. Okay. Okay. Thanks for repeating that, KK. Let me finish Lima, though. It's probably placement, isn't it? Yeah. Um, well, so I guess clarify. Are you wanting it focused on career, work, that stuff? Or are you thinking just general, anything that they care to share? Because, I mean, that could go on to love or. Okay. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure. Get that bottom a little better. There. Okay. All right. I think that might be it. Let me check. Okay. Let me get a little more on screen for you. So like that. Okay. So obviously all on topic with your question. I guess that's not obvious. They're on topic with your question. They don't seem particularly related to each other. This one has a little more weight. This one fairly light in the middle on the left. But um, yeah, that's what we're working with. So there might not be much interplay between them. We'll see. Okay. So yeah, obviously not too much to do there. Two of chalices, eight of chalices, and then wheel of fortune. Two of chalices deals with, in a sense, relationship. Really, the message of the two of chalices is be you, and be open about you. Be yourself. All that sort of uh, thinking, being. That's the message of that, and that was the emphasis. So, be you. Eight of chalices speaks to, well, the mist, wandering, uh, not having an end in sight, so to speak. The message there is to hold on, that despite the uncertainty, despite the potential fear and anxiety, you will make it out of the mist. It's hard to see, but there is an opening for them. So, but yeah, it's just having to press onward. And then here, Wheel of Fortune deals with cycles. This deck doesn't have as auspicious a meaning, uh, but normally it is an auspicious card dealing with favorable changes. Um, but yeah, the focus, given that it's this deck, is really just the cycle, the change. It comes and it goes. So, not too much on specific jobs as far as I can tell. It seems more so advice for this middle period till you get to the next one. So, yeah. Any questions on that, Lima? No problem. And I hope that helps carry you through. Let me go find. Excellent. KK. Does Irene miss me? Okay. Let me give these a bit of a shuffle. Yeah, I'm thinking this is Destiny deck. We'll be switching it out. And I get anybody else who, yeah, we're doing good on time. So if other people want readings, go ahead and put your questions in, just so that I can keep track and try to keep up. But yeah. Does Irene? We'll see. This might come out a yes, no. Sometimes it's feelings towards you, or sometimes just their character, but we'll see. Hey, Mishti. KK, at this point, you've asked 3 slightly different questions. I don't know if you're talking about different people. So can you clarify? I just don't know if I'm doing one reading on one person or if you actually have different people in mind. Okay. Then let me go. I'll find your first one then. And we'll just work through them. Does Pating miss me? Oh, I guess Pating. Because there's no N there. Okay. Okay, yeah, no cards. The sense I'm getting is you don't need to know, which you might disagree with, but that's the impression I got there. green. I guess I didn't need a shuffle. We didn't pull anything. But that one's just interesting because this deck didn't come with reversed meanings. So I'll reference the other guides because I don't get a whole lot of reversed. But okay, so that one's obviously special first. Let me see if that's everything. Yeah, so that's just the yes, no. This card has meaning, though. And you do need to know this one first. So let's go ahead. Ah, interesting. So this is unique to this deck. It's Goddess Ella. And we'll have to figure out what her reverse meaning is, because it doesn't like finding them. Okay, so this is the upright meaning that I'm going to read. You'll have to give me a little bit to figure out what the reversed is. Life Path 9 is a unique life path in that it represents all of the life path numbers. In order to understand the true beauty of Life Path 9, look at what life paths 1 through 8 represent. In this card, it is a symbol of wisdom and compassion, generosity, global awareness, and strength. When this card comes up in your reading, it will talk about the need to let go and surrender to a higher wisdom. Whatever it is in life you want to pursue, do so with great ambition. And while you are doing that, you must have an authentic regard for humanity and be of service in the most charismatic and creative way. So that's the upright meaning. We've got to figure out the reversed, which doesn't come with this naturally. And that's, yeah, reverseds aren't always direct opposites. So give me a minute to parse through what pieces we've got. Okay. So the um, basically stepping back, letting go. Um, Really, it would be detached. I mean, with Goddess Ella, what you want to pursue, do so with great ambition. But as far as the reversed, I'm getting the sense that you really just need to become an observer for a bit and realize what's going on. That's partly the global awareness and whatnot. Um, but you need to take a moment and learn a bit before getting into the fray, um, before trying to be an actor in the play. So step back, learn, observe. Yeah, that's probably as best I can put that with the time we've got. Um, Let me go ahead and hide that. We'll go ahead and flip these for the because these are going to answer the does she miss you. We've got 9 of Wands. That'd be a yes. Ace of Swords. I want to say that's a yes too. And then High Priestess. I want to say that's just all yeses. A lot of Swords would be no, but the Ace is pretty positive. Yeah, and then High Priestess. Yeah. So definitely she misses you. And then for your last question, emotions of Z towards you. And yeah, we're still using Destiny. Are you sure, KK? Because there's your emotions of Z towards you. We can skip on that one, though. I realize you got the reversed gotta sell it message. So, okay, I'll answer that. You can obviously watch the video afterwards. So, okay. Z towards you. I think we have a pair there. I'll double check afterwards. I'll double check the orientation. Actually, that might be everything. Okay. Let's bring that in. Okay, we can still see that. So skewed. So this is skewed. It's offset from the upright meaning. I'll end up reading the upright to try to figure it out, but it'll be similar to what we just did with Goddessella in the reverse. This is just going to be closer to the upright meaning. These are pair related, and both of these are, I wouldn't say surface level because they're not superficial, but these are emotions that are more obvious and more easy to identify. Oh, thanks. This one's more, I guess, repressed would be the way to say it. This one's just harder to see, and like Z might not even realize where this is coming from and what part it's playing. So, we'll get there. So, 3 of Cups. What is that? Knight of Swords. And then down here, the Lovers. Trust decisions. Those are the notes there. Knight of Swords, stress and truth. And then 3 of Cups, celebration and abundance. I guess in my mind, this is as close as we get to a party card. I guess there is some that speak of celebrations and whatnot, but really, this is the stuff is good, and sharing that good with others. So definitely positive feelings towards you, and yeah, well, that part's obvious. Knight of Swords. How to put that? There's some tension. And that's really stemming from misunderstandings is what that would boil down to. So expectations being one way, but then comes out another, for example. So you're definitely going to see some frustration from that one. But I guess that does imply that they're expecting more of you and thinking of you. So there's some yin and yang going there. As far as down here, I mean, the Lovers is pretty positive for relationship and whatnot, but a big part of this is decisions, making a choice and whatnot. Let me go skim that, but I think the issue might be that they haven't made the choice yet. And I guess I'll go ahead and share this. And that's causing them some grief because they need to decide. When you are at a crossroads in their life, big choice, and can significantly affect your future. Yeah, so they need to make a decision, and that's the fact that they haven't is sort of messing things up, because they haven't decided one way or the other. I don't know exactly what the decision is that they need to make, but it'll take them towards or away, and they really need to settle that before we can get clear on some stuff, which is probably why you're seeing Knight of Swords as well as 3 of Cups. I mean, you're definitely getting mixed messaging here. So as far as what to do about that, I guess that's for you to decide. Okay. Because Mishti was next, let me highlight that. Okay. I'm not sure we'll have time, Gina, but is it a single person that you're thinking of, or I assume you are, or are you like asking about what relationships are coming, for example? All right, Mishti. Oh, and it fills the screen. Huh. We'll do what we can. Okay, so asking about that. KK, let's save that for next time because I am running short and I do want to give other people a chance. Hiding from me. Okay. And then oh, and it's so long it shortened it. Let me go find. I'm gonna have to hide it for a sec so I can read it. Where and how will you connect? Okay. Okay. I'm probably gonna need that, but not for the first one. So that's gonna be Prisma. Okay. Now we're trying to find out what they're hiding. Okay. Right. I think that might be everything. This one felt like. Well, let me check. Okay. Yeah. So emphasis. More important stuff up here. This one's just, I guess, more of a lighter detail on it. Knight of Swords. The Hierophant. Ten of Pentacles. The Hierophant, I think, would just suggest that it's something customary for them, tradition for them. So I don't know that that's anything to worry about. Ten of Pentacles, neither. So let's find Knight of Swords. That's going to be the most relevant for something we actually care about or might need to be aware of. Or I guess it's probably good to know what their custom is, but yeah, that might be harder to get out of them. Okay, reversed. Defensive, questioning beliefs, busy mind. An inverted Knight of Swords seems to defend rather than attack. His typically bold, impetuous energy is a little stilted, and he may be questioning whether his crusade is as benign as he first believed. He will need to examine his assumptions and behaviors, asking his peers and mentors for their detached observations. With much to consider, this knight won't fail due to a lack of vision or force of will. What's more likely is committing a careless mistake because he's too distracted to see an opponent coming. So, yeah, I don't know that there's anything to really be actively concerned about here. Um, they're questioning their beliefs, which isn't a bad thing. And I don't know that you want to press that because people work at that at their own pace. The Hierophant, their custom traditions, like if you want to ask and be aware of, but I mean, sometimes this is stuff that people don't even realize. And then Ten of Pentacles, I mean, that's suggesting that everything's fine. So I don't know that I would worry too much about Rick. It seems like everything's as it should be. And then, hey, Cornelia. And we're trying to get some details about future husband. Yeah, no, Destiny. Okay. Yeah, this one. Okay. How to put that? I'm just going to leave it that way for now. I guess Cornelia and anyone else waiting, I'm not going to have time for other questions. Gina was next. I'm going to check how much time I have at that point. But I might need to go just because I have work. So I'll set up the event for next Wednesday. Right after the, yeah. Because, yeah, that should be fine. And I'll try to set up Friday too, because those should both be good dates. So you can look for those and plan on asking your questions then. So, but yeah, we're running out of time for today. So, let me see if I got everything. Yeah, Gina, at this point, I would plan on another session. And of course, I guess alternatively, if you guys want to message me or something, I'm happy to answer questions offline. It'll just be as I have time. And obviously, well, it's just not the same medium. So if that's important to you, there will still be the lives. So was that the only one? Hey, Tina. Just so you know, I announced this for the others, but I'm running out of time. I'll finish this reading from Mishti. Um, I'm sorry to have to turn you away. You can. I'll set up the events for next Wednesday and Friday, so you can plan to join then if you'd like. Alternatively, if you just want to message me on Facebook, Practical Prince, I'm happy to do questions offline. Um, just pick your preference at this point. Sorry, just having to wrap up. Okay. Okay. That is the end. Time-wise, it'll be like that. Yeah, I'm just having a hard time figuring out a few things, like what this one represents. This one's having a light impact on that. It's sort of like the tail of the dog naturally follows after, but it's also a lighter thing. I just don't know what this represents. We have something of an ordering here, whether they're specific people um, or events. I'm not quite sure. And that's where I'm wondering if maybe this is the where that you were asking about, but I really just can't get a read on what that specific is. So we'll need to flip that. There's probably a little more space there. These overlap a little in time, but this definitely precedes. So 3 of Wands, action, adventure, Wheel of Fortune, Page of Swords, Seven of Swords, and then Justice. Okay, interesting. Okay. I mean, you've basically still got journey ahead of you, given that we've got 3 of Wands. How long and how adventurous that will be, I don't know. Wheel of Fortune is auspicious in this deck. It does deal with cycles to some extent, um, but it is change for the better. So that's positive. Page of Contracts. Sorry, Page of Swords. Sorry, I'm just reading contracts information. I'm going to go ahead and read up on that one. I think you've got a good enough idea of those, and then we'll get through that. Hey, Ritu. Sorry, I'm finishing with Mishti right now, and then I need to go. So I'll schedule events for next week. You can go ahead and wait for those, or if you want to message me, I'm willing to do readings just when I have time. But yeah, I won't be able to do it this session, just so you know. Page of Swords represents a new mindset being created, a sort of awakening where you are able to look at life with a curious and open mind. This openness allows you to be creative, innovative, and open to new possibilities. It is an important time to start communicating more in your relationships. This is the time to observe carefully, pay attention to what others are saying, and take action when the right opportunity presents itself. Important news may be coming your way, and it can be a solution to a conflict. Stay dedicated to your cause. Plan well and strategize because this card is reminding you to not lose sight of the big picture. Yeah, I feel like that's going to happen naturally. Um, so I'm not too worried about that. Thanks, Gina. Um, I mean, you can probably see when the Three of Wands hits, that adventure and whatnot. Wheel of Fortune. I don't know that you'll see it so much as you'll experience it. You'll probably only realize that in hindsight. Because when things are good, we tend to take them a bit more for granted. Page of Swords, that's wising up a bit. Um, so really, Seven of Swords. So yeah, I guess I've been reluctant to get to this part, but this person will hurt you uh, when it finally comes time to who you're going to marry. Um, and it's going to hurt bad. That's the sense I get from it. That's not necessarily the normal extent of Seven of Swords, but the impression I'm getting is it will cut you deep. So yeah, that will hurt. Um, yeah. What I'm getting from Justice is that that ends up working out. That you guys ending up picking up the pieces and gluing it all together and gluing yourselves together. Um, Justice speaks to balance, and where you had hardship before, you get happiness and joy afterwards. It is kind of bittersweet, though, in this sense. So, yeah. I mean, so we talked about how you might be aware of, you might notice the Three of Wands. Wheel of Fortune is probably a hindsight. Page of Swords is just wising up in general. Seven of Swords is probably what's going to be a very clear signal for you. And that's just going to be hard to work through. That's probably going to be the most obvious. And at that point, you're on the doorstep. So there's that silver lining. But yeah, that's going to hurt a lot. I don't know that I can emphasize that enough. You come out the victor. It is bittersweet, though. So, next time, Ritu. I'm just out of time today. I need to go to work. So I'll schedule next Wednesday and next Friday, at least for me. I know some people are in India. That's a week from now and 5 days from, well, a little more than 5 days, I guess, but 5.5, I guess. So I'll be scheduling those. Of course, you can message me. if you want to get your questions sooner rather than later. I realize it's a bit of a wait till next week. But hope you're doing well, taking care, enjoy the weekend, and until next time.